Hey everybody, and welcome to Book Chat. I'm your host, Author Vivian Amour. I am rebroadcasting the show. I'm not doing it live. This is recorded after the fact because the first show that I did today, that was not a good take. I was having technical issues, but those have been fixed now. So now what I would like to do is to redo the show. Because I want to keep it totally professional. I listened to the playback and it was just horrible. So we're going to do the show again, and I'm going to give out all the URLs again for those who may want to hear them clearer because, as I said before, the background, the reverberation, all of that was just horrible. So now I have fixed the issue, praise God, and so I'm going to redo the show with giving you out the URLs first and foremost. So if you will, just bear with me and grab another pencil and paper, and then I'll give those out to you. So the first one, of course, is to my Spreaker account, which is https www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian Amour. You can also check me out on Facebook, which is https://facebook.com/Vivian Amour. You can check out my lovely Pinterest page, which is https://www.pinterest.com/Vivian Moore 48. My Twitter handle is God's Property 46. My Instagram page is https://Instagram.com/God's Property 51. You can also check me out on my webpage, which is https://vivianmoore.wixsite.com/author Vivian Moore, and also on my blog site, which is vivianmoore.blogsite.com. You can also pick the show up on the podcast, which is on iTunes, and the web address to that is out on my Instagram page. I upload all of that information on Saturday mornings when I am listing the title of the show and what we will be talking about on the show during that time. And you can also check out my author's page on Amazon.com. All right, so here we go. The title of today's show is Amour, and the topic is In the Mood for Love. You know, little wonder why the genre of writing will landed on romance when it comes to my style of story creation. And I like to say that I chose this path. Truthfully, it chose me. I was destined to write about love because it surrounds me. I see it in everything first and foremost from God, who loved me before I even knew what the word meant. As a child, my parents showered affection upon me, a first-hand accounting of what my future held when it came to this particular category. And later, when I reached adulthood and began my own family, I understood everything the word love entailed. It became more than a catchphrase, more than a simple word to me. And I discovered that it was linked to emotions and is very much an action word. You know, I discovered that it has less to do with physical and sometimes unrelated to romantical involvement, but more so expression. Love is a powerful force. Just 4 small words, not minimized by size or lessened in its value, but it can pack a wallop and create feelings, because we all know the definition means an intense feeling of deep affection. How easily some people dispose of the word, reducing it to a meaningless category. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7, and this is from the NIV. It states that love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves, or perseveres is the better word for that. I would be remiss if I didn't include the 4 types of love, which these are the Greek variations of love. And the first one, of course, is eros. And it is better defined as the romantic love that we're all familiar with because it is of a sexual nature. And then the second one is storge, and it is a familiar type of love. Such as that is between a parent and their children or their offspring. And then, of course, agape, which is a universal love, and it covers a vast variety. This is the one that we associate with God, because God's love for us is not the eros kind, and it's not the storge kind. It's the universal love. He loves us, but not that passionate type of love. And of course, there is the last one, which is philia, which is derived from the modern word Philadelphia, and that we all know is brotherly love. And for some, it is only a means to an end. No strings attached kind of deal that they toss out like garbage once they've completed the transaction. It isn't a word to be used loosely, like spare change being tossed in a cup holder or a scrap jar. For others, it is a lifelong relationship forged by way of trials and tribulations, a solid foundation that will withstand almost anything. In the news that's making its rounds across social media and other outlets, we learned of the marriage and engagement of Prince Harry and actress Meghan Markle from the show Suits. And I watched the first episode, by the way, and it was quite good. But I am over the moon excited for them, and also I'm just a bit of an opportunist because I'm taking liberties to use them as the perfect example of what love is. And who doesn't like a good fairy tale romance every once in a while? However, this is more than fantasy, and it's love amplified and exemplified at its greatest level. Firstly, we know that one of them is not linked to royalty, though neither has blue blood flowing through their veins, despite the qualifications to be deemed aristocratic. And most importantly, of the two, only one has an interracial background. Nevertheless, this has not stood in the way of two people or these two people expressing the end game of falling in love by getting married at the happy ending of the story, or as the happy ending of the story. And I admire the fact that they chose to rise above the negative comments fueled by bigotry and ignorance to explore a life together despite the odds, because we all know that in any relationship there will be trials and tribulations and other things thrown into the mix. But, it just depends on how strong your foundation is as to whether you can withstand it or not. But, this is what love is. It is overcoming naysayers, having nothing to prove to anyone but yourself, and to know that anything is possible. And I embrace their commitment, and anyone else who can and will justify the word and live their life as if nothing else matters. Perhaps I am a bit of a romantic at heart. I can't help it, and I will admit it. But it's not a bad thing to believe in love. We were created for the purpose of love worship, to honor and conform. In case you're wondering where these words come from, when couples speak their vows to each other, just as an example, it comes from God, the ultimate originator of the word. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Love, in closing, is a commitment. It is an overcomer of many things and a sacrifice of everything. All right, folks. So this is the second coming of the show today, and I just could not let it go without redoing it because the first take was not quality, and I'm sorry that it was done live. But as I said, I was having issues today, and I didn't get home in time enough to discover this fact until after I had finished recording and was listening to the playback just to see how terrible that it really was. And so this is what fueled me to go ahead and to re-record the show. To those who listen on a regular basis, I thank you very much. And for those who may be listening, this may be their first time, I do appreciate you listening to the show. And I have to admit that, as I said, the first take was not that good, but I hope that this one is way better and that you will get more out of the show, that it has been re-recorded for your listening pleasure. Also, I just want to make note of the fact that first of all, today was a wonderful day. It was a beautiful day, and I hope that everybody is having a wonderful weekend or had a wonderful weekend. The sun was just shining everywhere. It was so warm outside, and also I got to hang out with some of my sisters. And we were celebrating one of the sisters' birthdays, which was back in November, but we didn't get a chance to celebrate it then. So we celebrated today, and we went to, I won't call out the name of the place, but anyway, it's a place where they make pottery. And it's pottery where you can create your own designs. And some has pattern on it and things like that, but for the most part, you get to paint it whatever color you want. And so that's what we did today. We had more or less a painting party, and it was so much fun. It was so pleasurable to just sit down with my sisters and to be able to enjoy a day just painting and talking amongst ourselves and snacking and things of that nature, and just listening to the festive music that was playing in the background. And I just want to tell them how much I enjoyed their company today, and and to wish my sister another happy birthday and many more to come, because this was a milestone for her. So it was a big deal, and I'm glad we all got to celebrate it together. And also, speaking of love, tomorrow is Worship Sunday. It's the first Sunday, as a matter of fact. And we take communion at our church on first Sundays. And so take somebody with you that may not go on a regular basis. Take a friend, take a neighbor. Everybody needs to hear the word, because if you love yourself, then you should love your neighbor as you love yourself. And if you want to hear the word, then you should ensure that they do as well. And also tell somebody that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only day we get to say that. And on that note, I love you. I hope you love me back. And I hope the next time you hear my voice, that we will come together again. And I pray that God will bless you and hold you and keep you. God bless you, and goodbye.